The war had lasted longer than the aliens expected. From the high command chamber of the Krell Dominion, the galaxy looked calm. Stars glowed softly on the massive holographic map, and thousands of alien ships moved like neat lines of light. To the Krell leaders, this war was already over. Humanity was only refusing to admit it. Admiral Varish Cole, a tall alien with steel-gray skin and glowing amber eyes, stood with his hands behind his back. He watched the human territories slowly turn dark on the map. One by one, human colonies had fallen. Some burned. Some went silent forever. Another human outpost has surrendered, an officer said calmly. Varush did not smile, but satisfaction moved through him. Humans had been loud at the start of the war. They spoke of honor, freedom, and survival. They promised resistance. But now, their fleets were broken, their supply lines cut, and their morale shattered. They fought well, Varish said, but not well enough. Around him, other alien commanders agreed. Humans were brave, yes, but bravery without control always failed in the end. That was the lesson of this war. The humans were losing. On the front lines, human ships ran, instead of charging forward. Damaged cruisers limped away from battles. Entire squadrons vanished into deep space, trying to escape destruction. Alien weapons cut through human shields again and again. Captain Elena Ward watched the battlefield from the bridge of a battered human destroyer. Smoke filled the air. Red warning lights flashed non-stop. Her ship shook as another explosion rocked the hull. Shields at 15%, someone shouted. Elena closed her eyes for a second. 15% meant almost nothing. Around her, screens showed burning human ships and drifting wreckage. This was not a battle anymore. It was a collapse. Prepare for retreat, she said quietly. No one argued. No one complained. The crew obeyed in silence. That silence was the worst part. Across human space, the story was the same. Fleets that once stood proud were now shadows of themselves. Command centers sent desperate orders, changing plans every hour. Some messages never arrived at all. On Earth, leaders watched the war from deep underground bunkers. They did not speak much anymore. Every day brought worse news. Another lost system, another destroyed fleet, another million lives gone. Humanity was running out of time. Back on the alien flagship, Admiral Varish received a new report. His officer hesitated before speaking. Admiral, our analysts believe Earth will fall within 2 cycles. A low sound of approval spread through the chamber. Earth, the human homeworld, the symbol of their pride. Good, Varish said. Prepared the final advance. But then, something strange happened. A small alert blinked on the edge of the holographic map. Not near the main battlefield, not near Earth, far away. In deep, empty space where no fleet should be. Report, Varish ordered. The officer leaned closer to the console. We have detected a human signal. Admiral Varish turned slowly. A fleet? No, the officer replied. A single ship. The chamber filled with quiet laughter. One ship, another commander said. After all this, Varish studied the signal. It was old, very old. Its energy pattern did not match any active human vessel. Could it be a survivor? Someone asked. Or a trap? Another replied. Varish raised a hand, silencing them. What is the ship's designation? The officer paused. His eyes narrowed as he searched deeper into the database. That is the strange part, Admiral, he said. The name exists, but it is classified, almost erased. Varish stepped closer. Say it, the officer swallowed. US. The name meant nothing to most of them. It was not famous. It was not feared. It did not appear in any recent battle record. One forgotten ship cannot change a war, Varish said coldly. Ignore it. But even as he spoke, the signal grew stronger. Far away, beyond the reach of both fleets, the USS Blackstar drifted in darkness. It did not run. It did not hide. It waited. Inside the ship, lights slowly came alive. Systems powered on one by one. Old metal hummed with quiet strength. The crew moved with calm purpose. No one shouted, no one panicked. The captain stood on the bridge, watching the stars. They think we are finished, he said softly. No one answered, but they understood. The Blackstar had been built for a moment like this. As alien fleets celebrated and human forces retreated, the forgotten ship turned toward the war zone. Its engines glowed faintly, then brighter, then vanished into a silent jump. Across the galaxy, no one noticed, no one yet. But soon, the war that humans were losing would become something else entirely, and the aliens would learn a terrible truth. Deep inside alien-controlled space, far from the main battles, the USS Blackstar moved without urgency. It did not rush. It did not hide. It traveled as if time itself was on its side. The alien sensor stations that noticed it did not react with fear. Their screens showed a single human ship, old and heavy, drifting through regions already claimed by the Krell Dominion. Most stations did not even send a warning. One human ship, an alien technician muttered, probably lost. The report was filed and forgotten. On the bridge of the Blackstar, the crew worked in complete silence. Every movement was smooth and practiced. They had done this before long ago. The ship's walls were dark metal, marked by age but not weakness. Old designs covered the panels, mixed with systems no alien science could understand. Captain Jonah Hale stood at the center of the bridge. His face was calm, almost tired. He had seen this war from the shadows, listening to reports of human defeats, colony losses, and desperate retreats. Status, he said. All systems online, the navigation officer replied. Stealth field stable. Power reserves at full. Weapon systems, Hale asked. Ready, came the simple answer. The Blackstar was not part of the main human fleet. It never had been. Long ago, after humanity's first crushing loss against alien forces, Earth had made a different choice. Instead of building more ships, they built one that would never be seen unless everything else failed. That time had come. As the Blackstar crossed deeper into enemy territory, alien patrol ships began to notice something odd. Their sensors flickered when the human vessel passed nearby. Energy readings did not behave correctly. Distance calculations failed. This ship is wrong, one alien officer whispered. Before a warning could be sent, the Blackstar was gone. It did not fire. It did not chase. It simply moved past them, untouched. At Alien High Command, Admiral Varish finally noticed the pattern. Several patrol stations had stopped responding. Not destroyed, not damaged, just silent. Explain, Varish demanded. The data officer's voice shook slightly. We believe the human ship designated USS Blackstar passed through those sectors. Varesh's eyes narrowed. One ship does not silence multiple stations. We cannot explain it. Admiral Varish felt something new twist in his chest. It was not fear. Not yet, but it was close. Track it, he ordered. They tried. Every time the Blackstar appeared on sensors, it vanished moments later. It did not jump randomly. It moved with purpose, cutting through alien space in a straight, careful path toward the heart of the war. Inside the ship, Captain Hale studied the same map. Red lines marked alien fleets. Burning human systems glowed faintly in the distance. They're still laughing at us, one officer said quietly. Hale nodded. Let them. The Blackstar passed near the wreckage of a destroyed human convoy. Broken hulls drifted slowly, frozen in space. Hale's hands tightened slightly. This is why we were built, he said. Not for victory, for endings. The crew felt it too. This was not revenge. This was duty. As the Blackstar approached a major alien fleet gathering point, the Krell commanders finally decided to respond. A formation of alien cruisers moved to intercept human vessel. The alien commander broadcast, "You are trespassing in Krell space. Power down and surrender." The Blackstar did not reply. "Human vessel," the message repeated. "This is your final warning." Still nothing. The alien commander sneered. "Prepare to fire warning shots." Energy beams flashed across space, bright, powerful, and precise. They passed through empty space. The Blackstar was no longer there. Moments later, it reappeared behind the alien formation. The alien sensors screamed. Before panic could spread, the Blackstar fired. It was not a loud weapon. There was no explosion, no flash. One alien cruiser simply folded in on itself and vanished, crushed by a force no one could measure. The rest of the alien ships froze in disbelief. What was that? Someone shouted. The Blackstar did not wait. It moved forward, calm and steady, as alien ships scattered in confusion. On the alien flagship, Varish watched the feed in stunned silence. "That ship," he whispered, "that is not a survivor." He finally understood the mistake. The humans had not sent the Blackstar to fight. They had sent it to finish the war. As the Blackstar turned toward the massive alien armada gathering near Earth, its weapons charged quietly. The galaxy was about to learn what humans did when they had nothing left to lose. The battlefield was chaos. Explosions ripped through the void as alien fleets tore apart human defenses. On every front, the humans were retreating, trying desperately to regroup. The few surviving commanders knew it was a losing fight. They had trained their entire lives for moments like this, but nothing in their experience had prepared them for the might of the alien armada. Every human warship that tried to fight back was shredded in seconds. Every strategy failed. Every hope seemed lost. Admiral Kale stared at the holomap aboard the USS Vanguard. Red blips represented alien ships, moving in perfect, coordinated waves. Blue blips, the human fleet, were scattered and broken. His hands clenched around the console's edge as another strike report came in. The Delta Squadron had been obliterated near the Orion Belt. Casualties were beyond count. Morale was crumbling. Fear was spreading faster than the ships themselves. "Sir," Lieutenant Myra said, her voice tight with tension. "We've lost 2 more carriers. If we don't do something now, the fleet won't last another hour." Kale nodded, his jaw tight. "I know, but the Council's orders were clear: hold position until reinforcements arrive. We just have to survive until then." He paused, staring at the map. Something in the distance caught his eye. A faint shimmer, almost imperceptible, moving faster than any human vessel had ever moved. At first he thought it was a sensor glitch, a mistake in the chaos. But no, it was real, and it was coming. "Everyone," Kale said, his voice low but commanding, "look at that." The crew turned to the forward screens. There, on the edge of the war zone, cutting through the void with impossible speed, was a single silhouette. It was massive, black as obsidian, and angular in shape. Its hull absorbed the light around it, making it look like a shadow drifting through space. No markings, no insignia, only power radiating from it. Lieutenant Mira's eyes widened. What is that? It's not in the fleet database." Kale shook his head. "I don't know, but if it's coming this fast, it's not here to negotiate. The alien scouts in the nearby sector detected it too. On their displays, the massive ship appeared like a black dagger descending from the heavens. Alerts sounded across alien bridges. Officers shouted in their harsh, guttural tongue. Orders were given, weapons locked, but fear had already begun to spread. This wasn't any human ship they had ever faced. This was something else, something terrifying. Target acquired. A Takor lieutenant hissed on the alien flagship. It's a human vessel, but it's unlike any of theirs. Its hull, it deflects energy signatures. Our scans, they're failing. The alien commander, a massive creature with glowing amber eyes, slammed a claw on the table. Focus all fire. Destroy it before it reaches the front line. But the human ship moved faster than their weapons could track. Energy beams fired, but they barely scratched the Blackstar's armor. The vessel glided through volleys of plasma, lasers, and missiles like they were nothing. It was not just fast, it was untouchable. Back on the USS Vanguard, the human fleet watched in disbelief. Hopes that had been buried under endless losses suddenly rose. Crew members whispered to each other, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. Some laughed nervously, thinking it was a trick of the senses. Others stared with a mixture of awe and relief. "Sir, is that it?" Mira asked, her voice shaking. "Is that the Blackstar?" Cale's eyes didn't leave the screen. He had heard stories, legends, almost mythical, of the USS Blackstar, a ship so advanced, so powerful it had been locked away for decades in top-secret orbit, its very existence denied to the public. They said it was humanity's ace, a weapon designed not just to fight but to end wars in a single strike. Until now it had been a story told to instill hope, a bedtime tale for cadets. But there it was, in the flesh. Or rather, in the metal. "Legend or not," Cale said, his voice steady now, "it's here, and it's coming for them." The first strike came within moments. Alien destroyers, thinking they could take it down, fired simultaneously. Thousands of energy bolts, plasma rounds, and missiles converged on the Blackstar. The entire human fleet held its breath, expecting the worst, but nothing happened. Not a scratch, not a dent. The Blackstar moved through the storm of weapons like a phantom. Its presence alone was enough to shift the tide of fear. Then came the counterattack. In a flash of blinding light, the Blackstar unleashed its main battery. Beams of pure, concentrated energy tore through the alien fleet. Ships disintegrated before they could even react. The explosions rippled through space like shockwaves, lighting up distant star systems. Alien officers screamed. Their meticulously planned attack collapsed in seconds. Squadrons that had taken hours to position were gone in a heartbeat. "By the gods," Lieutenant Myra whispered. It's unstoppable." Cale didn't respond. He simply watched, his mind racing with one thought. This was the moment the humans had waited for. All those lost ships, all those fallen comrades, this was why they had survived. This was why humanity always kept a secret in its back pocket. The Blackstar was not just a ship, it was a statement, a declaration that humans were never truly defeated. Not in the past, not now, and never in the future. Across the battlefield, alien signals were in chaos. Commanders barked orders, but nothing made sense. Their fleet, the pride of multiple systems, was crumbling faster than they could comprehend. Panic spread like a virus. Some attempted retreat, others froze in disbelief. They had underestimated humanity once, and it was already costing them everything. And all the while, the Blackstar advanced. It moved with precision, patience, and a terrifying calm. It was not chasing destruction for sport. It was executing war with surgical efficiency. Every beam, every strike was calculated. Every ship it destroyed was removed from the equation without wasting a single shot. It was war perfected. It was humanity perfected. On the USS Vanguard, Cale finally allowed himself a small smile. For the first time in hours, maybe days, they could hope. The humans were not beaten. Not now, not ever. Because the Blackstar had entered the war, and nothing would ever be the same again. The void of space trembled under the fury of the USS Blackstar. Its massive black hull moved with unrelenting precision, cutting through alien formations as if they were nothing more than drifting debris. The alien fleets, once confident in their superiority, now quivered. Every human ship left behind had a renewed sense of purpose, inspired by the unstoppable force that had entered the war. Admiral Cale watched the holodisplay aboard the USS Vanguard, his eyes wide with disbelief. Explosions lit up space in violent bursts, yet the Blackstar remained unharmed. Every alien vessel it targeted was obliterated with surgical accuracy. Not a single shot wasted. Not a single civilian or allied human ship touched. It was as if the Blackstar had a mind of its own, anticipating every move before it happened. Lieutenant Mira's voice trembled over the com, "Sir. It's like watching a storm made of steel and fire. Every alien ship it hits disappears instantly. They don't even have time to fight back." Cale nodded, his jaw tight. "It's not just power, Mira, it's intelligence. Every strike is calculated. Every maneuver, perfect. We've never seen anything like it." On the alien side, panic had reached every level of command. The Takor fleet commander slammed his claw against the control console, sending sparks flying. "Focus fire. Concentrate all weapons on that monstrosity. Do not let it destroy another squadron." But it was too late. The Blackstar's first pass had already shattered half of their forward fleet. Alien destroyers, cruisers, and carriers were torn apart in moments. The survivors tried to regroup, but their coordination had broken under the overwhelming display of human engineering. Their communications were in chaos. Orders collided with each other and then fell silent under the relentless assault. "Sir," a young officer shouted from the bridge of an alien cruiser, "the humans there everywhere. They're striking from angles we didn't expect. Our shields are failing." The alien commander's eyes widened in horror. Impossible. No human ship should be able to do this. Recall all squadrons. Regroup. Focus fire. But every attempt to stop the Blackstar failed. Its weapons discharged with precision at impossible ranges, tearing through alien armor like paper. The ship's engines flared, leaving trails of white-hot energy that marked its path of destruction. Its presence alone was a psychological weapon. Alien crews began to retreat, some abandoning formation entirely. Others froze in place, paralyzed by fear, unsure where the next strike would come from. Meanwhile, Kale and his crew watched as the human fleet began to shift. They were no longer on the defensive. The arrival of the Blackstar had given them the courage to move, to fight, to strike back. Squadrons that had cowered behind asteroid belts now surged forward, picking off isolated alien ships. Missiles fired, laser batteries discharged, and humans pushed the fight closer to the enemy lines, following the path of the Blackstar like a tide. "Look at them," Kale whispered, almost to himself. "We're alive because of it. Because of them." In the heart of the Blackstar, the bridge was a hive of activity. Human officers and crew moved with calm efficiency. Every command was precise, every movement coordinated. Captain Lyra Dane, the commanding officer, stood at the center, eyes fixed on the battlefield through the massive observation window. She was silent, her face calm, almost serene, but her mind was a storm of tactical calculations. The Blackstar's weapon systems glowed, ready to fire again. Drones deployed automatically, scanning alien formations for weaknesses. Energy shields pulsed in anticipation of incoming fire, redirecting any impact with near-perfect efficiency. It was not just a warship, it was a machine of war designed to dominate, engineered to turn despair into victory. And it was working. Another alien cruiser charged, hoping to ram the Blackstar. Its hull bristled with energy weapons, ready to explode the human ship in a catastrophic strike. But as it approached, the Blackstar's main battery fired a beam of energy so concentrated it carved through the cruiser in seconds. The explosion was catastrophic, leaving nothing but fragments floating in the void. The alien fleet's morale shattered further. From the remaining alien command ships, desperation ruled. New orders were given, yet each attempt to strike the Blackstar only led to more losses. The humans had never been more coordinated, more terrifying. The Blackstar wasn't just winning battles, it was rewriting the rules of engagement. Every alien ship destroyed reinforced the truth. The humans had a weapon unlike anything in the galaxy, a warship that could not be matched. Back on the Vanguard, Kale finally allowed himself to breathe. The Blackstar had not only arrived, it had turned the tide. What had once been a hopeless fight now looked winnable. Myra turned to him, awe written on her face. "Sir, I never thought we could win, not like this, not against them." Kale nodded slowly, his gaze returning to the holomap. "This isn't just a battle, Lieutenant. This is a warning. The aliens underestimated humanity, and they're learning the hard way." As the Blackstar moved deeper into enemy territory, a terrifying truth became clear to every surviving alien crew. They were no longer hunting humans. Humans were hunting them, and the USS Blackstar would not stop until the war was over. The Blackstar's shadow stretched across the alien armada like a harbinger of doom. Ships were incinerated, torn apart, or sent spinning helplessly through space. The humans, once on the brink of annihilation, now pressed forward with renewed courage. But the aliens were not defeated yet. They would not allow themselves to fall without a fight. On the alien flagship, Commander Zarek slammed his claws against the metallic console. "Enough," he roared, his voice echoing through the bridge. "We've been humiliated long enough. Prepare the counterstrike. Target the Blackstar, every weapon, every drone, every energy array." The alien fleet scrambled. Squadrons that had been in retreat turned back, guided by sheer desperation. Heavy cruisers bristled with energy cannons, while missile arrays charged and locked onto the Blackstar. For the first time, the humans would face a coordinated, full-scale alien assault. Admiral Kale watched the unfolding events from the USS Vanguard. The humans' earlier hope now mixed with tension. He knew the aliens were dangerous, they had underestimated them. Yes, but they were intelligent, ruthless, and relentless. "Sir," Lieutenant Myra said, pointing to the display, "they are forming a strike wedge. If they hit the Blackstar from both sides, it could be catastrophic." Kale's jaw tightened. "Then we make sure it's not. Alert all squadrons. Support the Blackstar and keep them from flanking." The Blackstar itself moved with unmatched precision. Captain Lyra Dane's hands danced over the controls, but it was more than skill, it was instinct. Every alien attack, every incoming missile, every energy beam was countered before it could even pose a threat. The Blackstar's shields pulsed and shifted, absorbing the brunt of the strikes while returning calculated fire. Alien cruisers charged from the left flank, firing volleys of missiles in synchronized waves. On the Blackstar, energy turrets rotated smoothly, targeting every incoming projectile. Each missile was intercepted mid-flight, obliterated in spectacular explosions that sent shards of alien metal spinning into the void. A squadron of alien fighters dove toward the Blackstar from above, hoping to disable its engines. The Blackstar's automated defense drones engaged instantly. Swarms of black drones, faster than anything the aliens had seen, swarmed around the incoming fighters. Beams of energy lanced out, tearing the ships apart before they could even reach firing range. The alien pilots screamed into comms channels as their formations collapsed under the relentless assault. "Captain," one officer said, his voice tense. "They're regrouping for a second strike. This time they're coordinating more effectively. We can't let them reach our central command." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "Let them come. Every move they make will be anticipated. The Blackstar doesn't just defend, it dominates." Meanwhile, the alien flagship fired its largest weapon, a concentrated beam of plasma capable of obliterating multiple human ships at once. The energy beam cut across space like a comet, aimed directly at the Blackstar. For a heartbeat, time seemed to slow. The humans held their breath. The aliens expected victory. They expected to destroy the legendary warship in a single strike. Then, with terrifying calm, the Blackstar shifted its trajectory. The beam passed harmlessly alongside, grazing its energy shields and dissipating into nothing. In response, the Blackstar fired its main battery, a concentrated, blinding bolt of energy. The alien flagship exploded in a dazzling display of fire and debris, leaving nothing but silence behind. Across the battlefield, alien morale shattered. Commanders screamed orders, but the coordination that had once made them a fearsome force was gone. Pilots abandoned their ships, some attempting to flee, others paralyzed by the sheer terror of what they were facing. The human fleet, emboldened, pressed the attack, targeting isolated alien ships with deadly efficiency. On the Blackstar, Lyra Dane's voice was calm and measured. "Keep formation, protect the vanguard. Do not engage unless necessary. The rest, let them destroy themselves." And destroy themselves they did. Alien forces, panicked and disorganized, collided with each other, fired at friendly ships, and ran headlong into ambushes laid by human squadrons following the Blackstar's path. The Blackstar moved like a phantom, untouchable and unstoppable, while human ships exploited every weakness it revealed. Admiral Kale watched awe and relief washing over him. "It's incredible," he whispered. "They thought the aliens could win. But the Blackstar isn't just a ship. It's humanity's wrath made flesh." By the end of the engagement, the alien fleet was in full retreat. The few remaining ships fled in terror, knowing they had no hope against the unstoppable human warship. The Blackstar did not chase them. Its mission was not slaughter for sport, it was victory for humanity, a statement that the galaxy could never ignore. As the battlefield quieted, the human fleet regrouped around the Blackstar. Ships were damaged, but no longer broken. Spirits were lifted. Hope had returned. Kale turned to Myra. "They underestimated us," he said softly. "They thought we were weak. They thought we'd lose. But the Blackstar showed them the truth." Above them, the Blackstar hung in the void, silent and imposing, a dark sentinel watching over humanity's survivors. Its work was not done, but for the first time, humans could breathe. For the first time, they knew they had the power to turn the tide, no matter the enemy. And the galaxy had just learned a lesson it would never forget. Humans were not to be underestimated. The battlefield was silent now. The debris of destroyed alien warships floated through the void like twisted monuments to failure. Where once there had been chaos, fear, and death, there was now stillness. Humans drifted among the wreckage, battered but alive. Their ships carrying the survivors of a war they had once thought impossible to win. Admiral Kale stood on the bridge of the USS Vanguard, staring out at the remnants of the alien armada. His eyes followed the drifting wrecks, some still smoldering from energy blasts, others torn apart in shrapnel storms. The scale of destruction was breathtaking, and yet, amidst it all, there was triumph. Humanity had survived, humanity had fought back, and humanity had prevailed. Lieutenant Myra leaned against a console, exhaustion written across her face. "I still can't believe it," she said quietly. "We were losing. We were so close to being wiped out, and then the Blackstar arrived." Kale nodded slowly. "We were never truly beaten, Mira, not as long as humans had something left to fight for. The Blackstar didn't just save us. It reminded everyone of what humanity can do when it refuses to surrender." The USS Blackstar hung above the battlefield, its dark hull absorbing starlight, unbroken, untouched. Its engines pulsed softly, a heartbeat of calm in the vast emptiness of space. Captain Lyra Dane stood on the bridge, her arms crossed, observing the fleet. Around her, the crew moved with precision and quiet confidence, tending to minor damages, recalibrating systems, and ensuring the Blackstar remained ready for any threat. The humans of the surviving fleet began to gather near the Blackstar, forming a protective circle. Ships that had once fled in fear now followed its path, inspired by its strength and resilience. Its presence alone was a lesson, a warning to any who dared challenge humanity. From the shadows of the wreckage, alien survivors fled. Their ships limped away, battered and broken, some abandoned entirely. Communications were jammed, morale shattered, and the very idea of victory was gone. Those who had believed in their superiority had learned a lesson in the cold void of space. Humanity was not to be underestimated. On the vanguard, Kale exhaled deeply. They thought they could crush us, he muttered. They thought our technology, our tactics, our courage, none of it could match theirs. But they were wrong. Humanity has always survived, and now they know it. Meanwhile, across the surviving human fleet, reports began to come in. Alien commanders had been captured or destroyed. Entire alien systems had surrendered upon receiving word of the Blackstar's victory. Humans had turned the tide of the war not just through firepower, but through strategy, courage, and the sheer terror inspired by a ship that represented everything humans could be when pushed to the edge. In the Blackstar's bridge, Captain Lyra Dane finally allowed herself a small smile. "It's done," she said softly. "The humans have survived this war, and they will be stronger for it." A young officer approached her. "Captain, the fleet is asking, what now? What is the next move?" Lyra's eyes swept across the starfield outside. "We do not chase the broken. We do not revel in destruction. Humanity has won this battle, but the galaxy is vast. There will be others who underestimate us, others who think they can challenge our resolve. We prepare, we endure, and we remind the galaxy that humans are not weak. Not now, not ever." Back on the vanguard, Kale watched the Blackstar silently glide through the wreckage, its dark silhouette a symbol of hope and power. The surviving human ships began to rally around it, their confidence restored, their purpose renewed. Stories would be told of this day of how the human fleet was on the brink of defeat, only to be saved by a single, unstoppable warship. A legend would be born. The aliens, wherever they fled, would remember. They would speak in whispers of the shadow ship that moved like a phantom, striking with precision and mercy alike. They would tell their young of the humans who refused to die, of a species that could fight back when all seemed lost, and humanity would continue to grow, stronger and wiser, carrying the Blackstar's legacy as a reminder of what they were capable of. Admiral Kale finally turned from the window, his heart swelling with pride. "We've lost friends," he said softly, "but we've also proven something the galaxy will never forget. We are not weak. We are not afraid. We are humans. And we endure." The USS Blackstar continued its silent patrol over the battlefield, an eternal sentinel watching over the survivors. Its work in this war was done, but its presence would be remembered forever. In the years to come, songs would be sung, stories told, and legends passed down about the day the humans nearly lost everything and how the USS Blackstar entered the war, changing the course of history forever. And in the dark reaches of the galaxy, wherever alien forces plotted, one thought would always linger, chilling and certain: humanity is coming, and nothing, not their numbers, not their weapons, not their arrogance could ever stop them again.